Guys, it happened. We finally got the episode we've been hoping. Roll the intro.
My little pony, what is friendship all about? My little pony, friendship is magic.
Greetings, my Brony and Pegasus friends. Welcome to Crimson Analysis. In this episode, I will be analyzing Season 7, Episode 10. There's a lot to talk about here, but I'll try to make this episode not too long. We start off in Twilight's castle, where... Hello?
Hey man, it's me.
Hey Jonathan, what's going on?
Listen, am I gonna have to take over for this episode?
I thought we agreed that I would be the host.
Yeah, we did. But I just finished watching the episode, and there's a very high focus on Luna, and I'm a little concerned that your feelings for her might influence your rating.
Come on, Jonathan. I'm a professional.
This is only our 10th episode. We are far from professionals at this.
Okay, I'll try to rein in my fanboy.
Okay, but if I see him at any point during the editing, I'm taking over.
Alright, fair enough. Okay, so where was I? Oh yes, we start the episode in Twilight's castle, where Starlight is being called by the map. That's cute to see, she's so excited. It's been a while since we have had a map episode, and this brings up an interesting point. The map has never called a non-element pony before. In addition to that, it's never called just one pony before. This can mean a couple of things, and there are a lot of theories out there. One theory is that Starlight will eventually become a seventh element of harmony, and that's kind of what I believe. Others say that she will take over for Twilight as the element of magic. I kind of don't think that will be the case, but I guess we'll find out. The third theory is my favorite one. Starlight is now somehow connected to the map because of the fact that she used it to go back in time, and she also had a hand in fixing it after that. So that somehow connected her to the map. Twilight.exe has stopped working. And now we're headed to Canterlot. Excuse me for a second. Okay, here we are. Hello, Celestia and Luna. It's been a while since we've seen Luna. I don't think we've actually seen her speak this season. Luna? It's Luna. No. Crimson, get a hold of yourself here. You promised Jonathan you would not let your fanboy out. Hold it together, Crimson, you can do this. Now, a lot of bronies, myself included, expected that instead of a Celestia-centered episode, we might get a Sisters-centered episode. And to be honest with you, I kinda hoped that would be the case. And as soon as Starlight greets the princesses, it's obvious that there is a sister problem. Boy, Twilight is really getting creative with her spells here. First, she was in a book.
I'm sorry I skipped your party.
And now, her consciousness is inside an inanimate object. We are given great insight into the sisters here, which is something lots of us had wanted for a very long time.
I can't believe you cook it yourself. Of course, Starlight. I really enjoy doing it.
For one, Celestia can cook and actually enjoys doing it. And Luna places lavender in the halls every night to ensure that every pony will get a restful sleep. And it seems like history is due to repeat itself, as both sisters don't seem to appreciate what the other is doing. So, Starlight switches their cutie marks, so each sister will have to do the other's job for a day. And Luna quickly realizes that her sister's job is not as easy as it seems. And on the flip side, Celestia also learns the same thing. I know a lot of you are wanting to know my thoughts on this, but I'll talk about that at the end. And in conclusion, both sisters reconnect and are closer than they ever were before. Okay, now it's time for the breakdown, and there's a lot to get through here. First thing I want to analyze is this scene. We are given a lot of Easter eggs here, and they go by so fast that it's kind of hard to see them all, so I'll break them down. First off, we see Angel Bunny with Fluttershy on his head. I'm wondering whose dream this is. Is this Fluttershy wishing she was a pet again? Or is this Angel Bunny... I don't even want to think about it. Next up, we see Cadance and Flurry Heart, with Flurry Heart as a DJ. I'm assuming this is Cadance's dream, but I'm not sure what her mindset is for this. And we have Discord and the Smooths having a pillow fight. I don't know what to say about this, so I'll just move on. And we have Pinkie surfing on Gummy. It's Pinkie, so I'm not going to question it. And now we get to a big one. Baby Applejack being held by her parents. This is the first canon instance we've seen of Applejack's parents. Granted, they're not shown very much here, and you barely can see them, and their faces are obscured, but still, we actually see her parents. After this, Hasbro has to give us an episode based on her parents, where we actually get to see her parents in full. They have to give us that now that they've shown us this. And again, I wonder whose dream this is. I don't think it's Applejack's, just because of the fact that she's so young, and most people can't remember anything from when they're that young. I guess it could be Big Mac or Granny's dream. I'm gonna say Big Mac. Twilight flying with Rainbow. I don't know about you, but this gave me a Pony Girl flashback. Dr. Hooves. Okay, nothing of interest there. Wait, is that Derpy? Okay, we have to talk about this. We have Queen Derpy with the Twilight Cane, and her eyes aren't derped. This series has been giving us a lot of development on Derpy, whether that be indirectly or directly. For instance, we saw in one episode, Derpy was actually a good flyer and winning races before her accident or whatever happened to make her eyes go like that. In this one, we see that she's having a dream of being a queen and having her eyes be normal. At this point, I think we're gonna get a Derpy episode. It has to happen. Next up, I have to talk about Twilight here because she has some adorable moments. Take a look.
I'm still home. It's an easy spell. I'll show you later. Anyway, enough about me. I had to check on you, not in a meddling kind of way, in a friendly how's it going kind of way. So, how's it going?
You can tell something's definitely wrong.
No. Or listen to music. Comforting, right?
Now the one you've all been waiting for, the dream sequence. Now, when Twilight mentioned that the last time the sisters fought, Luna became Nightmare Moon, that's not entirely true. We have seen one more instance, like right here.
What do you mean you left it on the counter? I thought you were bringing it. Oh, well, this is just wonderful. I handled the gift for Cadance and Shining Armor. You were supposed to do this one, remember? Well, we can't just come to this wedding empty-hoofed.
But there's another thing I wanted to mention after the fact. On that fateful night, when Celestia had banished Luna, we know Luna turned into Nightmare Moon because she was feeling unloved by the ponies. And rightfully so. But my headcanon says that this had been going on for centuries. Now, lots of people have different views on this, but my view is that it has been going on for centuries. So, even if they were going through the same path, as we see here, I don't believe Luna would have ever turned back into Nightmare Moon. For one, not enough time has passed. And number two, we are given 2 episodes where we see Luna is distraught over what she did as Nightmare Moon. So much to the point that she actually starts punishing herself with nightmares so that she will never forget about it. I have trouble believing that Luna could revert back to Nightmare Moon when you see all the development she's had and how remorseful she was about that happening. Now that that's out of the way, the nightmare. Now, I'm not sure what was going through her head at this point with having a Nightmare Moon version of Celestia in terms of Daybreaker. I'm not really sure where that came from. It seemed kind of out of the blue. But again, this is a dream, so that kind of happens. I guess in Starlight's mind, she was seeing the same thing happen to Luna that had happened before, so she's afraid that Luna would revert back into Nightmare Moon, and it would get so bad to the point where Celestia would feel she didn't need her sister anymore, and then the fight would ensue, and you get these forms. So, Celestia, unsure of how to handle this, looks for her sister's dream. Now, is this actually a fairly common dream? I've heard about people having this dream before, and I've actually had it myself a couple of times, but has this ever happened to you? Now, Hasbro seems to do nightmares pretty well. I mean, this is creepy as heck. Even Starlight's dream is bad, but I think you all will agree that the worst nightmare ever was Rainbow's nightmare.
Happy flowers, we will now sing for hours. Aren't we unbearably cute? Watch me solo on jazz flute.
So Celestia finds Luna and brings her in to Starlight's dream in an attempt to try to use their teamwork to fight off the 2 entities. Now, I don't know about you, but being a Luna fan already, I knew that this wouldn't work, considering the fact that Celestia's magic, which Luna is now in possession of, doesn't work in the dream realm. Luna has said multiple times her sister has no power in the realm of dreams. So, Celestia confesses to Luna that she now understands how hard her job is, and she doesn't understand how her sister can do this every night. It takes a strong and brave pony to do this. After that, Luna comforts her sister and gives her the moral support she needs to fend off both entities on her own. And then we see a little bit of sisterly bonding between the two.
You did it! Only because you were here.
I don't know how you do this alone.
So, did you talk to yourself?
A little.
That brings me into the next thing I wanted to talk about. The main reason we wanted to see an episode like this was because we've never seen the sisters interact as sisters before. They've always been the regal, royal, princess sisters. We've never seen them interact as actual family before, which is what we wanted to see. We got a little bit of that in the 100th episode, Slice of Life, but just a brief glimpse. Here, we saw exactly what we wanted to see. We saw the sisters acting like normal ponies, not the regal sisters we've always seen them as. We get to see their personal side instead of the regal side. We get to see them interact as sisters and bond as sisters. And we finish off the episode with adorable Twilight.
I can't wait to tell Twilight! I already know! I mean, I don't know everything. I just got here to bring you your toothbrush.
Wait, isn't that
This is
Spike's
really busy,
toothbrush?
Not interfering because I was worried. I wasn't. I knew you could do it, and I'm so proud of you. Tell me everything. Start from after I hyperventilated and don't leave out any details.
Final thoughts? I love this episode so much. We didn't get the Celestia-centered episode I wanted, although that could come later, but we did get a sister episode, which I wanted to see even more. We got to see the sisters interact as family instead of the real sisters, and we saw them bond over it at the end. Of course, they're still gonna have arguments and disagreements. They're sisters after all, that's just what happens. But after this lesson, they should be able to work it out themselves. We have adorable moments from Twilight, and some major Easter eggs hidden throughout. And the map is starting to change its approach. It sent just one pony this time, and a non-element pony. I'm very interested to see where this leads. One more thing I didn't want to mention, the flowing mane. And some people have guessed that it takes conscious effort to do that. I don't believe that's true. I believe their mane flows because of how much magic they have. They have so much magic, it just flows into their mane and causes their mane and tail to do this. Starlight said herself that magic is tied into emotion. If their emotions are down, like here with Luna, or when Celestia is defeated by Chrysalis, their emotions are down, therefore nulling the power of their magic, causing their manes to fall limp. We also saw their manes stop flowing when they transferred their magic to Twilight. Now that they no longer had their magic, their manes don't flow. That's my theory anyway. And we see here the pony version of Face the Keyboard.
I didn't mean for that to happen.
With everything we were given, this is my favorite episode of the season so far. Therefore, I will give it the highest rating I've given this season, a 9.8 out of 10. Now, I considered giving this episode a perfect 10. Since I based my rating on first impression, and I do watch the episode 2 or 3 times after before I do this review, based on my first impressions, this episode didn't have as good as a first impression as A Heartwarming Tale or Where I'm Back Again. It was great, the first impression was awesome, I loved this episode, but as far as first impressions go, it didn't quite match the first impression of the 2 previously mentioned episodes. Those 2 had a huge first impression on me, therefore perfect 10s. This first impression of this episode didn't quite hit the high note that those ones did, although it came pretty darn close. And with that, that's all I have for this episode of Crimson Analysis. I'm Crimson Shield, thanks for watching.
Know that you're